between now and WrestleMania on both shows, between both shows, I think. So will someone step up and get victimized? I don't know. We'll have to see. Cody Rhodes came out and he had a tribute ready for AJ Styles. Um, it was kind of surprising seeing Cody there because he's a SmackDown superstar, not a Raw superstar. So um, this didn't last too long before the Vision interrupted. Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. Note here is that Bronson Reed hadn't had his qualifying match yet, and he hadn't gotten hurt yet. So, um, for his part, he ended up, vowing to qualify for the Chamber instead of Cody. Logan Paul criticized Cody for showing up on the show and having zero common sense. And Austin Theory was out there indicating that he was ashamed to be from Atlanta. So just heat happening. Trying to get some heat on the Vision overall by just taking cheap shots. Some other stuff that happened during Raw. Natty defeated Maxine Dupree by referee stoppage because Natty kicked Maxine Dupree into the ring post and knocked her out. Which the way that the commentators was making it sound, they made it sound like it was a legit knockout. So Natty ended up taking over and just getting on top of Dupree and just punching and punching and punching and attacking. Even after the bell rang. So Natty is locking in the point that she's very much, a different competitor and not to be messed with. We saw a match between Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston with Offset essentially being the person that accompanies Javon Evans to the ring. There's been many teases of physicality between Offset and Grayson Waller and Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods. So that was an interesting way to kind of tease something going on and taking advantage of Offset's celebrity. And I think Offset is also from Atlanta too, so there's that. Javon Evans got the win. One thing I want to go ahead and mention it once again is that tornado kick. Man, such a great move. It looks good every time he does it. So that's going to be something I think is going to be one of those moves that he does every match, or at least to a point where he does it when he needs to pull out some moves that are impactful. And that's definitely something that he can do. The next thing that came out was next thing that happened rather was CM Punk coming out. He had his promo talking about being a fighting champion, and he's doing his best to be a fighting champion. Unlike a dig at Roman Reigns, occurred, and he was like, "Yeah, Roman Reigns is not here. He will not be here in Atlanta, but he will be in Indiana." So not Cody, CM Punk was like, "Yeah, why do I have to wait until WrestleMania? Why don't I just appear during Roman Reigns' appearance and smack him in the mouth? Knock him out, knock his stupid head off." So it is a interesting look towards the future of the Elimination Chamber because CM Punk will be defending against Finn Balor. So that's what occurred. One note of what happened between Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. JD Madonna and Dominic Mysterio were talking with Finn Balor, and essentially, after having a conversation with JD Madonna, Finn Balor was confronted by Dominic here, and ultimately, what I got out of it was Finn Balor is like, when you were hurt, I didn't need y'all. Because one thing that Dominic said was, yeah, where were you? While I was defending my title, you were nowhere to be found. Where were you? So Finn Balor did the babyface promo, really, if you ask me, and said, I'm gonna do what it takes to fight CM Punk and win because I know I can. I know I can be another champion because 10 years is far too long to go without being a world heavyweight champion. So Finn Balor, made it clear that he wants to win that belt. For his for really cementing his career in his opinion. Um, Becky Lynch had a vignette that played, hyping up her match between uh, her and AJ Lee. Um, she at one point said that AJ Lee will be the least talented AJ to retire. The night culminated in the in-ring promo from AJ Styles himself. After several promos and videos and vignettes about AJ Styles' career, he, the man himself, get to go out there and end up saying what his career meant, to him, and what everything that occurred in his career meant. So he touched on his TNA wrestling run, where he became the star that he is today. He left TNA when there was some uncertainty there to go to Japan and have those famous Tokyo Dome matches that he had during his NJPO run. And then he debuted at uh, 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 Royal Rumble, in WWE, to have his opportunity at WrestleMania under the biggest lights, the bright lights, and he had those opportunities. Things that he reflected on in his career, though, was achieving nearly everything there was to achieve. The biggest thing that he said he missed was being a full-time father. He thanked his wife for taking care of the family when he wasn't around, and he thanked the kids for being there, even in the audience, even though one was home with the flu. And he quote said, "My biggest flex is having the best wife in the world." So of course he put the gloves down, indicating the reason why he didn't leave the gloves at the Royal Rumble was because he wanted to do it at home. So he wanted to prove he's a man of his word, that he will, retire and stay retired. He also took off the vest and placed them down on the mat with the gloves, one after the other, basically vested in gloves. And one of the final things that AJ Styles said during this speech that he was having was, "From the bottom of my heart, I would have been nothing without you. Thank you for your love, and I love you right back." And there was applause for that. Chance of "Thank you, AJ." There was a appearance of the Raw roster on the entrance ramp, as well as an ovation, for AJ Styles from them as well. You had the American bad bleep entrance of the Undertaker on his motorcycle. He parked in front of the ring, and when he entered the ring to complete his entrance, he looked at AJ Styles' gloves and said, "So you're just gonna leave your stuff there in the ring and then leave?" And he moved on to say, "We have unfinished business." Kind of moved up to his face. That's why I did it. And so he asked AJ Styles a question because AJ Styles was kind of looking confused a bit, like, huh? So he was like, Undertaker was like, "Did you ever hear the phrase, 'If you see me coming, you're already gone'?" Well, he said, "I changed it to, 'If you see me coming, that means you're gone.'" he said, that means you're going. It is my esteemed honor to inform you that you are the newest inductee into the 2026 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. AJ Styles smiled as the fans chanted, "You deserve it." AJ Styles family entered the ring, and with his family, with his wife and kids, he had an embrace, and that's how the show ended, man. This was just a classy uh, show, man, because um, there was no wrestling involved to end the show. This was not, AJ Styles, doing a heel turn or swerving or even it didn't even have an attack of Gunther or anybody else that wanted to kind of sour, this tribute. It was just a genuine, emotional, respectful, classy speech that he gave. He was grateful. He reflected on his career, and he talked about what was most important to him, and always has been, which was family. So um, he took off his gloves, um, and leaving them, he left them at home. That's Atlanta. That's where the show was. So uh, this was just his family being able to be there to witness all of this and embrace him led to some legitimate tears, coming from AJ Styles. It was beautiful, man. It was such a beautiful moment. Um, AJ Styles is a two-time WWE champion. He became a legend in TNA. He main evented the Tokyo Dome in NJPO. He um, debuted in the Royal Rumble, as already mentioned. It was an iconic debut with Roman Reigns in the ring. Um, he also, finished his career. And that's something during his speech he mentioned. He finished his career in the same place that it started, which is the Royal Rumble versus Gunther. Very poetic, that full circle moment. And we now have and know that there are going to be two people that's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year: Stephanie McMahon and AJ Styles. Um, and once again, over time, especially leading up to this, AJ Styles has constantly said, "When I am done, I'm done. I'm not coming back. When I'm retired, I'm retired." So um, people were saying, "Oh yeah, he's gonna go to AEW, or he's gonna go to Japan, or he's gonna go back to TNA." His in-ring career is over. It's done. Finito. um, it's final. You know. So thank you very much to everyone for listening to the pod. This has been the following match where we covered WWE NXT, WWE Monday Night Raw, and of course the PLEs that happen monthly or semi-monthly, depending on what WWE chooses to do. Uh, you can follow the following match podcast on X at the following match. You can follow the following match also on Instagram at the following match. Um, you can follow me on Twitter/X on at rather CJ Calvin XI. You can follow me on um, Instagram at CJ Calvin 11, and we'll be happy to talk with you about any and everything that's happening in WWE, including the things that's going on during Elimination Chamber this coming Saturday. So um, we'll see you then, and peace out, y'all.